Here's something most financial advisors won't admit. The reason you're not building wealth has almost nothing to do with your income, and it has everything to do with 3 beliefs about money you picked up before you were 12 years old. I've made every mistake in the book over my investing career, and today I'm going to show you exactly what these invisible scripts are and the specific steps to rewire them so you can finally start building real wealth. Dr. Brad Klontz, a leading researcher in financial psychology, discovered something groundbreaking. We all have what he calls money scripts, deeply ingrained beliefs about money that we absorbed in childhood, usually before age 7. Here's the kicker. These beliefs predict your financial outcomes better than your IQ, your education, or even your income level. Your unconscious beliefs about money are a better predictor of your net worth than how much you actually earn. Klontz's research, published in peer-reviewed journals, identified 3 scripts that are directly linked to lower net worth, higher debt, and chronic financial stress. Most people are unaware that these scripts are even there, quietly sabotaging every financial decision they make. So let's drag these scripts into the light and give you the tools to rewrite them. The information in this video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Always consult with a qualified professional before making investment decisions. The first destructive script is money avoidance. At its core, this script tells you that money is somehow bad, corrupting, or morally questionable. People with strong money avoidance believe that rich people must have done something unethical to get wealthy, or that there's virtue in financial struggle. Here's what most people miss. It doesn't just make you uncomfortable around money, it actively causes you to push money away. I've watched investors with this script earn a decent income, but can't bring themselves to check their account balances. They let bills pile up unopened because looking at them triggers genuine anxiety. When they receive a bonus, rather than investing it, they feel compelled to spend it immediately. The research is striking. People who score high on money avoidance have significantly lower net worth across all income levels. Bottom line, if you can't look at your money, you can't manage it. And if you can't manage it, you'll never build wealth, no matter how much you earn. The antidote is what I call structured exposure. Schedule a 15-minute money date with yourself every week, same day, same time. During these 15 minutes, your only job is to engage with your finances calmly and without judgment. Start incredibly small. Week 1, just open all your mail. Week 2, log into your bank account and look at the balance. Week 3, track your spending for a single day. What you're doing is teaching your nervous system that looking at money isn't a threat, it's just information. Over 6 to 8 weeks, that anxiety response starts to fade. The second part is cognitive reframing. Start telling yourself explicitly, money is a tool I can use to create security, freedom, and the ability to be generous. When you combine regular exposure with deliberate reframing, you dissolve the fear that's been running the show and take back control. The second destructive script is money worship. The belief that more money will solve all your problems and is the key to happiness. If you've ever caught yourself thinking, I'll finally be happy when I make 6 figures, you know exactly what I'm talking about. People with this script are stuck in what I call the enough paradox, always chasing the next milestone, convinced this is the amount that will finally make them feel secure. But here's what the data actually shows. Research in positive psychology has repeatedly found that money increases happiness only up to a certain point, roughly $70,000 to $90,000 for most Americans. Beyond that, additional income produces diminishing returns on happiness. I've seen investors working 80-hour weeks, missing their kids' childhoods, convinced the next promotion will make it worthwhile. The person compulsively checking their portfolio every hour. The chronic overspender who gets a temporary high from buying something new, only to feel empty again within hours. They're sacrificing everything for a feeling that never actually arrives. Breaking free from money worship requires a fundamental shift. Instead of making money the goal, make it the fuel. Get crystal clear on what wealth actually means to you beyond a number in your account. Is it the freedom to work on projects you're passionate about? The security of knowing your family is protected? Write this down with specific details. Then implement the 50-30-20 framework, popularized by Senator Elizabeth Warren. 50% of your after-tax income goes to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings and debt repayment. This framework gives you explicit permission to enjoy your life now while simultaneously building your future. The key insight? You don't have to suffer today to be wealthy tomorrow. When you balance present enjoyment with future security, and when your savings are tied to meaningful goals, you create sustainable financial habits that actually stick. The third script is money status, and in the age of social media, this one has become an epidemic. The core belief, my self-worth equals my net worth. People with money status scripts feel their value as a human being is tied to how wealthy they appear to others. This leads to some of the most financially destructive behaviors I've ever seen. Taking on massive car payments for a luxury vehicle they can't afford because driving something modest feels like admitting failure. Buying designer clothes on credit cards to maintain an image of success. Stretching to buy the biggest house in the best neighborhood, leaving themselves house poor. According to research, people who score high on money status are significantly more likely to carry credit card debt, have lower credit scores, and engage in compulsive buying. They're rich in appearance but poor in reality, constantly stressed about keeping up the facade. Here's what I've learned. You cannot win the comparison game. There will always be someone with a bigger house or a nicer car. When you base your self-worth on external validation, you're playing a game with no finish line. Dismantling the money status script requires you to stop looking outward for validation and start measuring success by your own standards. First, conduct a values audit. For one full month, track every single purchase you make. At the end of the month, ask yourself, did I buy this because it aligns with my values, or did I buy it to impress someone? This exercise is often a massive wake-up call. Second, change your scoreboard entirely. Stop measuring your success against other people's social media highlights and start tracking metrics you actually control. Track how much you increased your savings rate this quarter. Celebrate paying off an extra $1,000 on your auto loan. Create a simple spreadsheet tracking your progress: emergency fund balance, debt paydown, investment contributions, net worth growth. When you focus on your own progress and celebrate your wins, you start building genuine self-worth from the inside out. This is how you stop performing for a crowd and start building authentic, sustainable wealth. If you're serious about getting clarity on your money scripts, I recommend taking the Klontz Money Script Inventory. You can find it online with a quick search. If this breakdown was valuable, make sure you're subscribed, because in my next video, I'm walking through the exact dividend investing strategy I use to generate passive income, including the specific stocks I own and why I chose them. So there you have it, the 3 invisible money scripts that quietly sabotage your financial success. Money avoidance, which makes you fear your finances. Money worship, which traps you chasing happiness through accumulation. And money status, which ties your self-worth to what people think about your possessions. Your current financial situation is not your permanent destiny. These scripts are just stories you were told, and you have the power to write new ones. It starts with awareness and continues with small, intentional actions. Your weekly money date, your clearly defined, rich life vision, your personal progress scoreboard. This is a journey of building better habits. You'll slip back into old patterns sometimes, but by recognizing what's happening and returning to these practices, you will rewire your relationship with money. Over the long haul, that's what actually matters.